build a great building on a weak foundation. You must have a solid foundation if you're going to have a strong superstructure. Gordon B. Hinckley. Let me take you on a conversation I recently had with my mother, one that shifted my understanding of support, strength, and what it means to have a truly solid foundation. When I was facing my daunting legal battle, walking through the woods became my sanctuary. Those trails, those trees, they became my place of peace amidst the storm. As I walked, I'd focus on the squirrels darting up trees, the calm elegance of deer, and the towering strength of trees rooted firmly into the earth. The simple beauty of nature helped me hold on, even as I grappled with the looming reality of a 10-year prison sentence. Those woods reminded me that strength doesn't come from the absence of pressure, but from standing firm despite it. Years later, even after overcoming that painful chapter, I still find myself retreating to those trails. Recently, I was talking with my mother on the phone during one of these walks, sharing with her a hurdle I was facing. My mom has always been a boundless source of encouragement, and although I often crave that support, it can be frustrating when she seems to be the only one who truly believes in me. That day, after she shared her usual dose of optimism, I finally reached a breaking point. I looked at the tall tree beside me and half jokingly told her, "Mama, I think I want to climb this tree. It's about 40 feet high. Do you really think I can do it?" Without missing a beat, she said, "Of course you can, baby." Frustrated, I snapped back, telling her that she was part of my problem, that her unyielding belief in me was blinding her to the reality of how challenging my dreams were. I told her that her support had kept me from being realistic and that maybe her encouragement was why I felt so stuck. And then, in her gentle but profound way, she replied, "The reason I know you can climb the tree, Connie, is because I'm going to make sure you have a ladder." At that moment, everything clicked. I realized that her unwavering faith wasn't about ignoring my struggles. It was about making sure I never faced them alone. I wasn't climbing alone, and I never would be, as long as I had her with me. In that instance, I understood that my mother was more than just a cheerleader. She was my foundation. She wasn't there to tell me that every dream would be easy, but to ensure that I always had a safe place to land, a firm foundation that gave me strength to keep reaching higher. And that's a lesson for all of us. When you have a foundation built on genuine support, you become unstoppable. Even if you stumble, you won't fall alone. With a foundation like that, there's always another chance to rise. So, I ask you, what does your foundation look like? Is it built on true support, or are you standing on shaky ground? Maybe the struggles you're facing aren't because you're lacking in strength or vision. Maybe the real issue is that your foundation isn't solid. Life is demanding, and pursuing big dreams requires a strong base, a network of people and principles that lift you when you're at your lowest and encourage you to keep going when you feel like giving up. Think back to my legal battle. All the evidence painted a picture of desperation, of someone trying to fulfill a promise to vulnerable women and children. But despite the good intentions, my foundation, shaky paperwork, and hurried decisions wasn't set up for success from the start. I stumbled because my framework was weak, and the outcome reminded me of just how important it is to establish a solid foundation from the beginning. In every area of life, our foundations matter. Relationships, careers, dreams, they all depend on the groundwork we lay beneath them. When our support systems are solid, when our values are rooted, we gain the resilience to endure setbacks and the courage to chase even the hardest goals. But if we're building on a weak foundation, even the strongest intentions can crumble. Maybe it's time to look at our own foundation. Who do you lean on when times get tough? Are the people in your corner truly supportive, or are they making you climb harder? And are you, yourself, creating a foundation for others? A safe, steady presence that they can really rely on. Support isn't about blind encouragement. It's about building ladders for each other, providing tools that help us reach new heights safely. Reflect on what you're facing right now. Are you struggling because of your own limitations, or is it because your foundation isn't what it could be? Is it a time to strengthen your support, to find the people and principles that will hold you steady as you climb? A firm foundation doesn't guarantee an easy path, but it does promise that no fall will be fatal and that every dream has a better chance of becoming a reality. Take the time to examine your support system, to invest in the relationships that genuinely lift you. Let go of any illusions that you have to go it alone, or that struggling means you're weak. True strength lies in knowing where to find your footing and allowing others to be part of that journey. It's in realizing that the higher you climb, the more essential it is to have people by your side, people who know when to offer a ladder and when to stand back and cheer you on. No matter where you're starting from, know that with a firm foundation, there's no dream too big or no goal too far out of reach. Build that foundation with intention, with care, and with trust. And you'll find that even the hardest challenges become surmountable. Just as I walk through those woods, grounded by the roots of the trees around me, you, too, can find strength in what supports you. Embrace it. Build upon it. And watch how far it takes you. Peace and blessings, Dr. O.